I am Tryphon, Basilius of Bulgaria. It is my duty to rule over my subjects well, though I am constantly undermined by so-called servants of God. They have ingratiated themselves amongst my family for generations, yet behind their sweet smiles lie treasonous intent. I was naive to think that I could stand against them alone, but they are not God's only authority on earth. Welcome back to Crusader Chronicles. Last we left off here, our character Tryphon had been excommunicated by the Orthodox Patriarch. We've had several generations of sketchy business with the Orthodox Church here. Our great grandfather Maximus was the victim of medical malpractice here, and our grandfather Anthemos was kind of raised to be a zealous puppet. He did whatever the church told him to do, including getting into several wars here, one of which cost us our own father. So we are a cynical and just individual here. We are very suspicious of what the church is up to. But being just, I think we thought we could simply confront them directly there, and that didn't work. We were retaliated against and excommunicated. So we're not just going to accept being excommunicated. It is a crime of our religion, and we've done nothing wrong. This was an unjust action that was done to us, but we're gonna have to take it into our own hands to wipe that stain off of us there. So what I think we're going to do is head west here to where the men speak Italian. We've got King Jacopo of Italy here that is a learned man, a noted scholar there, excellent learning skills. So we're going to reach out to him and sort of ask him for help brushing up on Italian culture, Italian language, and maybe put a good word in for us with the Pope himself here in the Vatican. We are hoping that we can convince the Pope to wipe that excommunication away. Okay, so jumping ahead a little bit here, we've had success learning the Italian language and spent some time with Jacopo here. He likes us a little bit better, and I think we're ready to now head to the Vatican. So we've come to Rome as a pilgrim. This is a very humbling experience for us. Of course, we're not necessarily the religious type, being cynical, but what's important is that we are seen and heard here. We must plead our case successfully before the Pope. And yeah, this has gone stunningly well for us here. The Pope must be very impressed by our humility and desire to learn Italian there. Or maybe Jacopo really called a favor for us here. But the Pope has actually learned Greek, so we both learned each other's language and we're hitting it off quite well. Of course, I do wonder if he might be sucking up to us a little bit, given all those tithes and all the money of our empire could start flowing his way here. So he may have an ulterior motive, but ultimately he is willing to wipe away our excommunication, which is exactly what we wanted, if we recognize his authority and convert to Catholicism. So I don't think we have much of a choice, and we're pretty friendly with the Pope here. So I think that is exactly what we are going to do. We are now a Catholic. ruler and a Catholic empire. So on paper now, things are going better. We're no longer excommunicated. We are Catholic. We are friends with the Pope and with, I believe, yes, the King of Italy, Jacopo himself there. And we have made many, many, many alliances. So in the story, I would imagine that we are a very powerful ruler. We are an emperor with all of Italy pretty much in our pocket here, and quite a lot of banners that we could call into war there. But this is where the story kind of started divorcing from the mechanics, I suppose. Um, of course, we set up our game rules to prevent the blatant snowballing of powerful kingdoms and empires there, but that also prevents us from growing too large, particularly in taking back some of this territory that we lost in the east. Despite the Pope's friendship there, he would not grant us any claims because we were too powerful. As well, I could not force vassalize these kingdoms. I could not buy a claim to these kingdoms. So it was a little bit tricky determining how to proceed. Some of this is my fault as well because I think I should have worked at making this territory a de jure part of Bulgaria. I believe somewhere in here there might be a decision here. Yeah, integrate title. So I think I should have had my chancellors working to integrate these lands into Bulgaria because once they split, they are not de jure part of Bulgaria. So I really have no way to get them back other than perhaps inviting claimants or something like that. So I was a little bit stumped on how to proceed. That could just be my inexperience playing at the Empire level. But in story terms, we definitely had a good reign as Tryphon. We sort of held the realm together very well. We managed to overcome our excommunication, but we never really put ourselves in an improved position. And as Tryphon started to get older there, he began to feel a sense of dread, which is very ominous for our heir here. So, jumping a little bit ahead to our next character, Trianos II of Bulgaria, the son of Tryphon. You can see some of the bad news or bad luck that Tryphon may have had foreshadowing of. Our only child, our son, Prince David, has passed away after a botched treatment. I'm not too sure what happened there. I didn't get to deal with an event or anything like that. I'm guessing he fell ill and the AI tried to treat him unsuccessfully there. So our poor boy has passed away, and we currently don't have any living children. We also have our poor sister here, who was the Queen of Hungary, contact leprosy and pass away as well. So, a powerful alliance that we would have had here, which we lost, as well as several other alliances lost as well. We don't have any allies right now versus the many allies that our father had. So, we just weren't in a very good position here. We don't have a great education. Our stats are not terrible though. Um, we are, just gregarious and handsome, so that tends to sway people to our cause. We are also one-legged and scarred, though, so I'm not really sure how we even made it onto the throne. I thought that I thought that one of our traditions here prevented us from having those traits and taking the throne there. Oh yeah, physically disfigured and infertile characters cannot press their claims. Okay, so we were allowed to inherit, but we couldn't press the claims. I'm not sure, but in any case, let's say that maybe it was these traits which led some of our vassals to deem us unfit for the throne. We have Croatia, who is a very powerful vassal of ours, demand to separate from the empire, and we simply did not have enough men to respond to that threat, so we had to let them go. And we also have the Queen of Wallachia, who is the granddaughter of Basilius Anthemos, our own relative there. She pressed her own claim to the Bulgarian Empire. And again, we just simply had not enough troops and no allies who could stand against her. So perhaps it was our war injury or perhaps just the stress of everything, but we ended up passing away at a fairly young age. And we did luckily have another child in between that time. We had a little daughter, Dorothea, but Trajanos died fairly young there and left his 9-year-old daughter as his heir. It seems that the Queen of Wallachia basically camped outside of the throne room there, and as soon as Trajanos passed away, she moved right in and usurped little Dorothea there. So we have gone from Empire of or Emperor of Bulgaria to now only the Queen of Bulgaria. We are a vassal to the Empress of Wallachia there. So, a little bit of a precarious situation given that we are a 9-year-old girl and it is 1420. So, we only have a few more decades until the game ends. So, our big challenge for the next episode will be, can we take back our throne? Can we once again restore ourselves to the seat of the Bulgarian Empire before the game ends? But you'll have to check back next episode for that. Do make sure that you are subscribed and hit the notification button so you don't miss it. The final episode of our Bulgarian campaign coming in a few weeks. So, looking forward to that, and we will see you next time on Crusader Chronicles.